To people that are writing the exam now, be it internal exam or external exam, that school exam and school living exam, JAM, WAEC, NECO. Now, how can students pass any government exams with ease?
For students to pass exams with ease, I think one of those things is that you must be studious. Like I tell students, I tell them, I said, government is only difficult if you don't approach it the right way.
Okay.
Let me say that again. Government is very difficult if you don't approach it the right way. Now, how do you approach it the right way to make it easy? You have to, first of all, break it down into simple ideas. Use real-world examples, and consistently, it becomes something that is relatable.
Okay, I don't know if you want to give us like an example of what you are saying now, to make it look real, so they can be able to get it better and start bringing us other ideas that can be able to implement in their day-to-day studies.
You see, for government students, what you need to do, yes, one thing I tell students is that the syllabus of government over the years, for example, somebody who wrote JAM in 1994, there was no question coming out on political parties in 1999.
Okay.
You understand what I'm trying to say?
Okay.
That means the syllabus of government grows let me use the word every year, because we have a lot of political activities and events that take place that we have in our syllabus.
Okay.
So what a student needs to do is, one, as you are reading, you have your book by your side. You take down salient points. One thing I do when I was still younger than this was that when I read, I pick up my textbook, I read a topic, maybe it's on democracy. When I finish reading democracy, I take my book by my side. So, okay, this democracy that I've read, what can I remember? What can I say about it? I start trying to, let me see. Democracy can be, before, you see, I keep writing what I remember. Of course, I will not do it perfect.
Sure.
I will not be perfect in it. But then by the time you see that I must have done about 60-65%, that means what I read, I've been able to register about 60-65%. And while I'm writing it, that means I'm still adding more percentage. So students need to have a book where they jot down these principles, where they jot down these salient points, and also discuss it. Have it like a debate, have it like a talk show, have it like a question and answer section, where with your friends, with your colleagues and what have you, you talk about it. Say, you know what, I read about something. This word, bureaucracy, have you heard of it before? No, I've not. Yes, I've heard of it. What can you say it is all about? You see, this one brings this idea, the other one brings this idea. You bring examples, real life examples, and at the end of the day, such a concept sticks with you.
I'm getting this perfectly well. You know, there's some situation that, I've been to many schools and lessons, and whenever I'm talking about a new topic, I'll be like, and the way I will teach is different from the way their previous teacher have taught that topic.
Okay.
They'll be like, so why are you doing this way? The design that we mentioned is in most of the students, but at the same time too, they don't have that strong when it comes to government. So what can you say about that, where students have desire to study, they have desire to participate in these activities, but they don't have the driving force behind that? When it comes to having a good government teacher, when it comes to the school trying to implement some of these policies you have mentioned for it to become a reality, like what motivation can students also get for them to become this sound in government? Because with what we are saying now, the end result of it is that they are going to pass their exam, and yet they'll be familiar with government terms that they can also apply in real world, and if possible, become a politician that will change the system of the country.
You see, I still have some of my students who today are graduates in different universities within this country, and some have even gone out to further. But you find out that even when I celebrated my birthday, most of them called and they kept on saying, sir, I remember when you were teaching us government, your class was very interesting. And I remember some of those things you taught us. Now, it is one thing for a teacher to be a doyen, to be a master of a subject. Another thing is, how do I bring this subject to reality, to real world situation? What example can I give? How can I carry the class along? What do I say to bring their minds together? You know, these were those attributes that I have. I don't want to say I had. I have up to tomorrow. Yes, I'm still in the system. So there is no time. My students, anytime they know that Mr. Don is having a class, government class, they're excited. Because I have, number one, even if their spirits are weak, I have a story to tell them, not a story that is far from what I want to teach. And all the time you hear them say, Mr. Don has come. I know Mr. Don will give us one story now. And by the time I bring that story, I've been able to arrest their minds. Sometimes those difficult topics that are very difficult, when I enter the class, yes, I know to students they are difficult. But when I enter, I tell them that if there is any topic that is much more simpler than democracy, it is constitutional development.
Wow.
If it is a topic that is much more simpler than political parties, it is foreign policy. And they say, Mr. Don, no, these topics are very, I say, don't worry, as we start. Now, by the time I start, maybe I finish a particular foreign policy of a person. I ask them, is this thing difficult? They say no. Because the way I relate it, I make it seem as if they were there. Sometimes I'll tell them, there are times in class, I say, do you know what? In 1946, Albert Macaulay was touring around the country in order to solicit support from Nigerians and Africans to reject the Richards Constitution of 1946. And later, you know, it was in 1946 that he died in Kano and his corpse was brought back home for state burial. So sometimes I'll tell them, I say, and you see this about Macaulay, I told him the other time, I said, Abba, don't go on this mission because of your health condition. But you know, when I say something like that, they laugh. Now, you may think they just laugh for fun. No, they didn't laugh for fun. Now, each time they want to remember about Macaulay, they say, Mr. Don says something that he remember when he told about Macaulay not to engage or embark in that journey. And you know, they remember what really brought his death. Okay. So these are things like that. Sometimes you do some certain things for them not to forget that concept, or for them to always see that particular topic that you are teaching to be something that is very relatable and not abstract in nature.
Oh, that's nice.
Thank you.
So it means that anybody can be able to cultivate the passion for government if the person desires to cultivate that habit by doing those simple and small things, asking questions,
yes, asking questions, yes. Solving past questions.
Solving past questions.
Yes.
Solving past questions. I remember when I wrote my JAM too, like I did not actually go to JAM class that much, but I was able to solve it with past questions, and it helped me in scoring. I think I scored something like 85, 88 in government in JAM, and it was nice. But now the last question that we have here is now, what words of encouragement can you give to my audience and viewers who are thinking about government to be something difficult, or something that they will not be able to understand it? Because some people feel that no matter how hard I try, if I've read this thing countless times, I can't put this inside my head. Like, what word of encouragement can I give to such a person or people who are having this kind of situation or problem?
Okay, I think I will start by saying or telling our students that government is not just a subject. Government is not just a subject. It is a key to understanding society. So let them have that in their mind, that government is not just a subject. It is a key to understanding society. So my advice to them is that let them keep learning. Let them stay curious and let them believe in themselves. Once they keep learning, they stay curious and they believe in themselves, of course, the sky will just be a starting point for them.
Keep learning, stay curious, and believe in yourself. Those are 3 punchlines that my boss, mentor, and teacher is giving you guys for you to excel in all your government-related exams. If you have found this video very useful, don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and tell us in the comment section which part of the video you really enjoy in this interview session. Once again, thank you, Mr. Don, for being here with us. Is there anything else you want to tell the audience?
Well, I think I'll just say for more insights, study tips, and engaging lessons, follow and subscribe to Linus YouTube channel. Your support helps him grow and brings you more valuable contents. So thank you.
Thank you, boss. See you guys in the next video.